Imagine waking up one morning, picking up your phone, and seeing a headline that stops your heart. All the ice on Earth has melted. Every glacier, every snowdrift, every frozen ice sheet, completely gone. The frozen pillars of our planet's climate system have vanished overnight. What would our world look like? How would life, humans, and ecosystems survive or fail under such extreme conditions? Could this ever actually happen? I'm James Stewart, and you're watching Astrum Earth. Today, we're journeying into a world without ice, a planet transformed beyond recognition. From submerged cities to shifts in Earth's rotation, from hidden continents to geopolitical chaos, we'll explore the full scope of what this catastrophic scenario would entail. Number 10. Ice in Earth's history. Before we consider a future without ice, let's step back and understand the past. Surprisingly, Earth has not always been locked in ice. In fact, the planet has experienced long, ice-free periods. Currently, we live in an interglacial period, the warm phase of a larger ice age. For the past 12,000 years, ice sheets have been relatively small and temperatures higher than during previous glacial periods. Around 130,000 years ago, Earth was even warmer than it is today. Global temperatures were roughly 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and sea levels stood 6 to 9 meters higher, primarily due to melting of Greenland and West Antarctic ice sheets. If we look further back, 100 million years ago, Antarctica wasn't covered in ice at all. Instead, it was a lush subtropical forest, home to dinosaurs like 4-meter armored ankylosaurs and massive long-necked sauropods. Sea levels reached 200 meters higher than today, the highest in the last 540 million years. Earth has survived ice-free epochs before, but never in recorded human history. Number 9. Today's ice pillars of climate and water. Fast forward to today, and the world's ice sheets are gargantuan. Antarctica alone holds about 60% of the planet's fresh water, covering an area larger than the USA and Mexico combined, with ice reaching 4.9 kilometers at its thickest point. Greenland adds another 8 to 10%, with the rest stored in mountain glaciers, smaller ice caps, permafrost, and sea ice. Ice isn't just frozen water, it regulates climate, stabilizes the planet's rotation, and controls sea levels. Without it, Earth would be dramatically different. Number 8. Sea level rise cities, submerged. Perhaps the first and most obvious consequence of melting ice is sea level rise. If all ice melted, sea levels would rise by roughly 71 meters. Imagine Los Angeles underwater, San Francisco turned into an island, and New York completely submerged. Florida, Washington, D.C., and much of the UK would vanish beneath the waves. In Europe, the Netherlands, Denmark, and half of Belgium would disappear. In Asia, Shanghai, Beijing, and Tokyo would face catastrophic flooding. And Bangladesh, home to 173 million people, would be entirely lost. Africa would fare slightly better, though coastal cities like Cairo and Alexandria would be heavily impacted. Ice loss would redraw the map of Earth itself. Number 7. Earth's rotation and axial wobble. Melting ice wouldn't just drown cities, it would physically alter our planet. Ice sheets at the poles act as weights. As they melt, mass shifts from poles to oceans, changing Earth's moment of inertia and slowing its rotation, similar to an ice skater extending their arms to slow a spin. A full melt could lengthen a day by several milliseconds, small for humans, but enough to disrupt GPS, satellites, aviation, and space travel. Additionally, mass redistribution would cause Earth to wobble on its axis, a process called polar motion. Even a slight shift in the tilt could disrupt seasons, weather patterns, and ocean currents. Northern latitudes might experience longer, hotter summers, while southern regions face harsher winters. Ocean currents, like the Gulf Stream, could veer off course, and jet streams could become erratic, causing hurricanes, droughts, and storms in previously safe regions. Number 6. Land rebound, glacial isostatic adjustment. Ice sheets aren't just heavy, they deform the Earth's crust like a thick mattress pressed down under a duvet. Remove the ice, and the land slowly rebounds in a process called glacial isostatic adjustment. Scandinavia still experiences this today, with shorelines shifting centuries after the last ice age. On a fully ice-free Earth, Greenland, Antarctica, and other former ice-covered lands would rise, while coastal areas previously bulging under ice pressure might sink. This reshaping of land would affect local sea levels, creating a complex and unpredictable new geography. Number 5. Hidden worlds beneath ice. Beneath Greenland and Antarctica lie landscapes hidden for millions of years. Antarctica contains jagged mountains, deep valleys, and 675 subglacial lakes, including Lake Vostok, 250 kilometers long and buried 4 kilometers under ice. West Antarctica alone hosts 138 volcanoes. Greenland is mountainous, with dozens of subglacial lakes. Removing ice would expose a dramatic alien terrain full of geological secrets and untapped potential. Number 4. The race for resources. A world without ice would trigger a scramble for minerals, oil, and gas. Greenland has 25 of the 34 critical raw materials identified by the European Commission, making it the 8th largest reserve globally. Antarctica, while off-limits under international treaties, is believed to contain vast coal and oil deposits. History shows humanity rarely resists temptation. Nations, corporations, and individuals would rush to stake claims. The Arctic is already a geopolitical hotspot, with the US, Russia, and China competing for territory and resources. Ice-free Greenland and Antarctica could ignite conflicts over newly exposed lands. Number 3. Profit from melting ice. While billions would suffer from an ice-free world, a few would profit. Off Svalbard, entrepreneurs collect and bottle glacier ice, selling it for $100 a bottle. In Siberia, permafrost melting reveals 11,000-year-old mammoth tusks, fetching up to $100,000 on the black market. Ice-free regions would be both a disaster and an opportunity for humans, highlighting the stark contrasts in how global change affects society. Number 2. Could this really happen? A fully ice-free Earth is extremely unlikely within our lifetimes, but partial melts are a real threat. Evidence from the last interglacial period shows sea levels 6 to 9 meters higher than today, implying significant ice sheet loss. Current global temperatures are 1.1 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and without action, they could rise 3 to 5.7 degrees Celsius by 2100. This could irreversibly melt Greenland and West Antarctica, causing at least 13 meters of sea level rise. The East Antarctic sheet, much larger and less understood, may remain stable, but uncertainties exist under rapid warming scenarios. Positive feedbacks like permafrost melting and ocean heating could accelerate ice loss beyond current predictions. Number 1. The path forward. The solution is clear: drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions immediately and limit temperature rise. Every fraction of a degree matters. While an ice-free Earth is terrifying, there is still time to act, prevent the worst-case scenarios, and ensure this world remains a thought experiment rather than a reality. As we conclude this journey through a drastically different Earth, the reality is sobering. Cities would vanish, continents would reshape, and billions would suffer. Meanwhile, a few would find ways to profit from disaster. What once felt like a distant hypothetical is increasingly urgent. Fortunately, our choices today can determine whether this ice-free world remains a nightmare in imagination or becomes humanity's harsh reality.